Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to fold my M16/M4 rifle with a couple of variants. Alright, let's move this aside. Ignore all the lines I've already folded, I'll just tell you the ones that you need to. So, fold it in half, in all 8 directions, so like half like that, and then half diagonally, and then half the other way diagonally. So once you get that, you want to fold it in half like this, and then fold it in half from here to here. So you do it like that. And then you do the same thing on the other side, so that it looks like this. And feel free to pause the video if I'm going too fast. I just recorded it vertically earlier like a freaking ape, so now I gotta redo it. And then after that, you want to fold one of those over, flip it over, and bring this up so that this corner is lined up with this edge. And you want to make it so that this chunk right here is about as big as this chunk right here. I mean, is twice as big as this chunk right here. And then you do the same thing on the other side. You unfold it all, fold this over, and then you check to make sure where the corner is, and then you fold up according to where it is. So like, yeah. And it's okay if you need to shimmy it around to make it more lined up. And after that, you want to have it so that when it's folded like this, it looks like it's folded into thirds. And then after that, you just fold over the side so that this edge lines up with that edge. So like, fold your edge and then just crease it so that it's all lined up. And then flip it over and fold this part up over, like, so that it does the same thing, so that this edge lines up with that edge. And then fold the last part over. And after that, you should wind up with fifths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you want to make it a 10 by 10 grid, so I just fold it in half, but you can like do the same thing you just did with the zigzag folds if you want to be more accurate. But it doesn't really matter too much, so I just fold the whole thing in half and then run my fingers across it. Now you got 10 sections. After that, you want to take one of these corners and fold it so that it'll make a square after you go past 2 spaces. So just like that. Fold it to that point right there, where this line and that line meet. Be as accurate as possible. And then flip it over and bring it up so that this edge lines up with the edge you're about to fold. And then just keep zigzagging it by bringing this edge, the edge you're about to fold, lining it up, and then folding it. Or you could just use these markers, like fold this whole thing over to those. And then that'll work as well. And fold it like that. And don't worry if your fifths aren't as good as mine. Mine usually aren't this good, I just got kind of lucky. You can still make a good looking origami piece with a not so great grid. You just have to kind of adjust where you need to. Then I fold the whole thing in half so that I make my 10 by 10 grid. And this is this is basically the same as my other videos, where you just pick a corner, run it along that crease line, and then keep going around like that until you make that square go up. And I'm going to fix it right there because I didn't get it quite accurate. And then, yeah, just do that around that edge. Then flip it over and bring this edge to that next crease line. You just, like, see right here, I folded it up right there and it doesn't even come close to that, so if you just, like, push it up again, it should work. That's what I mean by adjust where you need to. Again, I flipped it up right there, so just bring it to the top. And then once you get that, you should have this, these 4 branches. And if you need to pause the video to get to this point, totally do that. I'm only going fast because my phone doesn't have a ton of space. Alright, so now we're going to make the barrel. To do that, you want to you want to fold out this like that. So like, instead of having that pushed in right there, you push that in like that. And then it'll make a little nodule right there. And then pick which side you want, it doesn't really matter. And then do the same thing. Push it in. And then make it go off like that. Yeah, you run it up like this. And then fold this part down like that. And then, so for the rifle, this part right here will be that front sight. This right here will be the barrel. And then this will be the, whatever you want, like the bayonet or the grenade launcher or that carry handle. Or if you want to get rid of it entirely, just fold it down like this. And then fold it like that. And that's for if you want to make it look just like a normal M16. And then close it off like that, and now you only have the front part, and then this part is just sitting there. But I'm gonna that's for later if you don't want the bayonet attachment. So after you've got this part done, this will be the front, you want to come over here and then push out that part like that from the other side so that it goes straight up like that. And then you want to turn this into the to the magazine and handle, and you want to turn this into the carry handle or scope, whatever you want. And so after that, I think you want to push this part in like that, roll it up like that, and then go back. Actually, one second. Alright, so what I just did there, after you push this part down like that, you want to pop it up like that and pop that part down, so that now you've got two squares to make either the scope or the carry handle, which might not seem like a lot, but it is enough, I promise. And then to make the magazine and handle, you pop this part down like that, and then you zigzag fold that up to there. This fold's kind of tricky, but once you learn how to do it, it's very useful in origami if you want to like move stuff around by one square. Alright, and then you collapse that down. Basically you do the same thing on both sides, except and then for the handle, you just pop that one up like that with your finger. And now this will be the handle right here, magazine, stock, and then whatever you want for the scope or carry handle. And this is the basic base for the M16. I'm just going to teach you how to do each part. And then you'll notice the M16, this part right here is really long, so it's like disproportionate. So if you want, you can do one of two things. You can fold it like this, like fold one square in half like that, like zigzag it. Shush. And then, the reason you do that is so that when you fold it in half, it'll like look like it's another section. But the problem is with that, it's kind of thick, so you can't really like, whatever it's called, fold it in half as good, and it won't stay open. You've got to like crush it in a lot. And then if you want to just shorten it and make it look nice, then you unfold the base and then just take that part and fold it up like that. And then after you do that, you fold the whole thing back together, which this one's a little bit more hard, but it looks better in the end. So yeah. Oh, I messed it up. I gotta fold it the other way. And yeah. Either one it doesn't really matter which one you do. Both of them will look good in the end. It's just, one of them is a little bit harder to fold down at the end. I'm gonna go with this one just because I like the way it looks better. And then, so now I'll teach you how to do the front sight and barrel. So to do the front sight, first we want to fold the whole thing in half, like this, so that the magazine and handle are down. Fold it in half. And then to make this part, you want to fold it back like that, and then fold it across like that. And then you fold it in half like that, and then one more time that way. And then it's not perfect. This part fold right here isn't perfectly lined up with the center, so you just kind of got to push it in like that, and then fold it in half again. And then after that, you do a reverse fold like that, depending on how high you want it, and just fold it back over itself. And that's how you do the front sight. That was the hardest part to figure out when designing the rifle. So then, I guess I should show you how to do the barrel next. I'm going to fold that part back. You don't have to though. You want to make it so that it kind of like, I don't know, gets tucked under there. Well, you don't have to actually. You can just like fold it like that. You want to zigzag fold it like that so that it reaches that line. Then you fold up these corners right here, and then you bring the whole side over. Bring both of them in. And then for this tip right here, you kind of want to fold it down like that so that it's flat. And then after that, you want to tuck it away into the gun. So like that. That way the barrel looks flat. This part I'm teaching first because it has it on every one of my rifles. So then you fold that in half, and then you don't have to do this, but you can like fold this in half, kind of, just squeeze it, and then it won't really fold in half right here. That's okay, you can just kind of brute force it, and there you go. That's how you make the handle and, the barrel and front sight. So then, this is where you can change things up a bit. And then, if you want to make it like a grenade launcher, you can just kind of fold that however you want it. I'll show you how I did that. It was super simple. I just folded this part in, folded it back, folded it down, and then folded it again like that. And then if you want to get it to hold its shape like that, you can just fold these sides in like that. And then bam, grenade launcher, if you do that on both sides. And then if you want to make it the bayonet, if you want to make it the carry handle, like the front handle, you just bring it up like that. And then kind of like play with zigzag folds and folding the sides in, kind of like with what we did with the barrel. So just like do that, and then fold in these corners right here, and then fold in those sides when you're done. And fold it over, and then that'll give you the carry handle. To make the knife, what you want to do is you want to bring it up to the front right here, fold it down like that, and then you want to just make it come up just barely, like not where you folded it. So like it's a very small kind of diagonal zigzag fold. I don't know what you would call that. And then fold the knife in half. like that. And then fold that part in. It's kind of lazy, but it looks good. So then, yeah, that's the knife. Alright, for the scope, you want to fold it up right there. And then fold it back down like that. And then fold it back over like that. And then you want to fold these sides in so that it looks more rounded off. So just like that. And then you do that on the other side, and then that'll be the scope. For the carry handle, you want to just do the same thing, fold it up, but this time you want to angle it a little bit so that it's like pointed like that. And then fold the sides in like that, just so that it's more thinner. Yeah, fold both sides in. And then reverse fold it down like that. Make sure it stays flat when you do that though. And then you fold down this end like that. Just like that. And that's how you do the top. I'll stick with that because I like it better. And then to make the handle and magazine, it's a lot like my other videos. You just... Oh yeah, you want to make sure that you bring this handle forward though, so that you have as much room as you can on the stock. And then you fold it down like that. And then you fold the sides in like that. Hold this corner to this middle line that you just created. And then bam. That's that. After that, you just bring the magazine. Oh yeah, make sure that the magazine looks like it's going back, otherwise it won't look as good. I mean the handle, make it look like it's going back. And then for the magazine, you literally just fold it straight down, and then do a tiny zigzag fold right here, like that. And then fold it in half, and then pull this out like that, and that way we'll make the magazine. And if you want, you can tinker around with it and make it look better if you want to. And then for the stock, you could do one of two stocks: the M4 stock, which is kind of like more boxy, or the M16 stock, which is sleek, kind of like the other M6, like the M16. To do the sleek stock, you just fold it like that, and then fold it like that. And then you make it so that instead of this line going down the middle, so that folds in half, you want to move it so that this line goes to that corner. So just kind of like that. And then you can like fold this part down or something. And then, yeah, that's that. And then for the boxy stock, you can like, you do a different thing actually. You unfold it, and then you fold this down like that. And then, yeah, it's kind of like what we did with the part of the knife right here. You bring it back up just barely, so that's kind of like a diagonal zigzag fold. That gives it the little indent that it needs to make it look good. And then after that you do another zigzag fold, very tiny as well. And then you do the same thing that we did with this stock. You just make it so that this line that's in the middle that you made goes from like this corner to that corner, or not even to that corner, just like folds it more diagonal. And if you got like an extra corner, you can just stick it in like that. And then if you want, you could make this shorter, just like, I know it's a pain, but you like unfold it and then remake that line by like pulling it up and then redoing it, but I don't want to do that. I'm actually just going to go back to the sleek stock. So if you enjoyed this video, I don't really care what you do. Just leave me requests for guns you want to make. Yeah. Have a great day.